Ladies and gentlemen, on the right, you're gonna observe a normie trying to understand anime fan service with unnecessary intellect and lots of condescension and contempt to our fellow 2D girls. Just so you know that according to the hidden depths of Tumblr, it's now LGBTQIAP and so many more. But thankfully, P in here doesn't stand for pedophilia, as much as the mainstream media tries to normalize it. No, P here stands for prokill-sexual, having sexual feelings only for the people they sure that they can never be in a relationship with, like fictional characters, celebrities, etc. It's about time, guys. It's about time the LGBTQIA+ community understand the struggle of a bunch of smucks on the internet who makes love to their favorite 2D anime characters. It's about time, guys. It's a brilliant time. Brilliant time. Give it a round of applause. God bless America.
Anime's fan service can be a minefield.
Yes. I never thought Part Go is possible for this series. I never thought. God bless America for this article. God bless you, Kotaku. God bless.
Today, how you feel about panty shots can determine how you feel about anime as a whole.
Yes. I feel that panty shots are gratuitous and sexy, and therefore, I love anime.
Okay, stop trying to look at my skirt. It's a cartoon!
My God. First sentence of this article. I can sense the triggering. Today, I'm going full yaoi mode so I can illustrate the fan service also happens to the other end because these people live inside a goddamn cave. Oh, and I'm not gonna have links for them, it's way too much, so do a Google reverse search instead. Oh, I want to give two shoutouts. One is for Peppy Popo for the brand new fan arts. It's fantastic. And also for Chris Darker Arts for willing to take time on making me a new avatar. Seriously, check this out. New, more lifelike avatar. He's planned to make multiple emotions other than just this one. Hopefully that can be done by Christmas. I don't want to go 2017 to keep my generic avatar. It feels a little old and dated. I wonder what happens if I mash the two fan arts. Looks pretty good, actually. Anyway, thanks for the hard work, Chris and Peppy. You guys are fantastic. Now, let's get triggering. And what better way to trigger people with boys love? Boys love.
And it's not just panty shots. In the blockbuster anime Food Wars, women's clothes burst off of their bodies when they taste an exquisite bite of steak. Skirts often don't cover bottom halves of women's butts in prison school. Breasts are regularly in the first body part to enter a shot in Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Oh my God. Prison school is deliberate fan service galore. Food Wars have really hot girls alongside hot boys. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is comedy right on the freaking title. Hestia is fan service defined. Jesus Christ. Can you not get context or parody or comedy? Can you see just for a second that people enjoyed these sorts of things? Of course you don't. You're stuck in that ideological bubble of yours. Your ideological lens see everything as problematic and you cannot enjoy what's fun anymore. The simple concept of fun is completely lost out of your brains. It's almost like every single part of your life is being sucked away. You're no longer an individual. You're just a mindless, lifeless drone for whatever the mainstream media has to say. So screw it. I need to jog your brain out.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all.
Down here in the deep blue sea.
And it just shows to me that these people don't care about story. They don't care about anime. They don't care about story. They only care about women's clothes bursting off of their bodies. I mean, I care more about the story of Food Wars and Prison School and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. You don't. And you're speaking as someone who is enthusiastic in anime realms.
Honey, you got real ugly.
In the West, the practice of lacing gratuitous sexuality, and especially female sexuality in anime, is known as fan service. Love it or hate it, anime studios have made a conscious effort to feature fan service in most of this year's Western subbed anime titles.
Yes, anime studios have made a conscious effort to feature fan services in most of this year's Western subbed anime titles, you know, like Yuri on Ice.
Unfortunately, for some Western anime fans, panty shots and their ilk can be a major turnoff.
Who cares? If you don't like panty shots, don't watch them. There are tons of animes that don't have those. And again, you're the kind of person who look at 5-second scene of someone's panty shot and goes, I'm done. Yeah, you don't care about the story, you don't care about the characters, you don't care about how good the anime is. You see panty shot, blasphemous, curse you apostate.
Triggered.
It is distracting from the story, they say, and breaks immersion.
Answer me this. Who decided to quit watching animes by the time they see panty shots? Certainly not me. Certainly not anime fans.
Gotta blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Fuck that.
For feminists, fanservice can
Stop. Man, this video is gonna be long and I'm gonna love it. For feminists. Who cares? Why do I have to care about what feminists or animes think? I want to care, but please give me a reason to, or else I will stop caring.
For feminists, fanservice can fall into a media trope that portrays women specifically, so they'll appeal to viewers attracted to women. And
Whoa, wait for a second. Oh my god. That is evil, Kotaku. That is just not inclusive. How dare you not include the lesbians in the room? God damn. You're just triggering a whole of angry lesbian chicks, Kotaku. I suggest you to run away as far as possible from this room before you die. Just evil.
You're an emotional fucking cripple. Your soul is dog shit. Every single fucking thing about you is ugly.
And here's the thing, guys. I'm a guy. I'm straight. But hey, I can appreciate myself some hot guys too. The guys in Free, they're hot. The guys in Yuri on Ice, they're hot. Hell, I indulge in yaois because anime boys love are actually cute. So I guess you can classify me as a Fujo in some ways. Does that mean that I'm actually gay? You goddamn wish.
They say it's objectifying trash.
This objectification narrative is absolutely nonsense. The fact of the matter is, and this is absolutely undeniable, people love sex. And people love sexy stuff. Both genders apply. And both genders will objectify the living hell out of the opposite gender. How many articles did I see coming from your peers, the rich kids off of San Francisco, talking about the bulges of men? Tons. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons.
Yeah, it's totally crazy. Makes me wish I had my own personal bodyguard. Maybe one with a nice six-pack.
Here's an article from VG247 titled, Hands Up If You Want to Bang Dishonored 2's Outsider. Now, imagine if I change the title of the article and say, Hands Up If You Want to Bang Tomb Raider 2013's Lara Croft. Horrible objectification, terrible human being. How dare you view women as sex objects? Or how about this gem for your partner in crime, Polygon, who is Final Fantasy XV's hottest boy? If I title this article, Who is Katawa Shoujo's hottest girl? Glad you asked, Polygon. Either Lily or Emmy. Especially Emmy. Honorable mention goes to the one that I can relate to the most, who is Rin. Actually, all of the girls in Katawa Shoujo are great in their own ways. Oh my god, terrible sexist objectification of women. Oh my god.
But avoiding fanservice is easier said than done.
AKA, I'm too lazy on finding animes.
The truth is that it's ubiquitous.
AKA, all animes are problematic.
Even smart, artful shows like Flip Flappers or Monogatari are riddled with it. Plenty of lower brow stuff is too.
AKA, these animes that I like are garbage because fan services. Also, Monogatari.
今頃気づいたか？しかし手遅れだぜ、カレンちゃん。何せ、体の外側ではなく、体の内側をいじるのだ。非常にわかりやすく言ってしまうと、快感が生じるのである。
As anime becomes bloated with fan service, some fans say that they've stopped watching.
Show of hands, who stopped watching anime by the time the fan service is kicked in? Who wants to see more?
Panty shots are childish and distracting, they argue, even as others who like to say it's fun or part of the culture of anime.
This entire article screams, I don't like fan service, I don't like fan service, fuck fan service, fuck animes, weebs should just die.
There's a name for you ladies, but it isn't used in high society, outside of a kennel.
What to make of it? How should a progressive anime viewer think about fan service?
One commenter pointed out that if you replace the word progressive with religious, it makes more sense. How should a religious anime viewer think about fan service? From one religious person to another. Momoko, do your thing.
How should a progressive anime viewer think about fan service?
You just wait. When that wonderful president finishes stacking the Supreme Court, we won't have to.
Channing Kennedy, an anime fan and director of the San Francisco Zine-Fest, recently
I was
shared...
joking about the San Francisco part, Jesus Christ.
Channing Kennedy, an anime fan and director of the San Francisco Zine-Fest, recently shared some concerns about fan service, saying, I hate being complicit in something that I view as a serious social problem. The reduction of women, especially young women, into objects of desire without agency.
2D fictional characters have freaking agency.
Harry,
What?
it's an inanimate fucking object.
You're an inanimate fucking object!
He recalled watching the first episode of Rail Wars, an anime about aspiring rail conductors at a specialized high school, when he saw the presumed female love interest's entire vagina pressing through her underwear when she searched a train compartment.
So what? It's just one anime. It's rated 6.47 on my anime list, by the way, so fair warning.
He closed the browser tab and, he said, cursed that he couldn't even watch teens striving to be rail conductors without being slapped across the face with TNA. A YouTube video montage of Rail Wars Fanservice describes it as a reason to pick up the show.
This montage that the article linked, it has tons and tons of dislikes. Why? Not because people don't like fan service, not because the fan service is the only thing that sells the show, because it shows screenshots, not the actual anime footage. If you want a more accurate video to show fan service, here's a video from the Yahtzee of anime himself, Giguk.
Nom 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 nom.
Stop looking at your erection.
It wouldn't be called fan service if it didn't titillate a significant chunk of viewers, including ones who identify as feminist or progressive.
Wait. Feminists getting titillated by fan service? I doubt that. Where's your evidence?
The bouncing anime breast, upskirt shots, porny screams, and ripped bodies are relaxing, sexy, fun.
Finally, we can have a good understanding of what's causing this entire mess. Thanks Kotaku for this stupid article. Let's close the video here.
We're not even halfway through.
Fuck you.
I know exactly how dumb and problematic it is, but I love dumb, silly stuff, and life is short, a progressive anime fan who goes by the name of Fujoshi's Island on Twitter said. I am a heterosexual male-presenting person of whom 98% of all anime is made for, and frankly, acting like I don't enjoy anime boobs helps no one.
Where's that Nicolas Cage clip? I really want to use that.
Don't you see? That's what she was there for. That was the plan. To give you a boner. And you got one. Congratulations, you're human.
Anime producers are just giving a large audience as to what they want, and then selling them figurines and posters to boot. This faction says, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's just fiction.
Finally, we can have a reasonable end to this entire debacle.
We're not even halfway through.
Shut up!
Anime fans can be a fraught hobby for plenty of fans who identify as progressives. Sometimes, sitting through an episode requires some mental gymnastics or agile skips to overly raunchy scenes.
This, my friend, is the definition of a first world problem. I cannot think of a bigger first world problem than this. These are the kinds of problems that rich kids from Moral Bay Area has. Anime can be a problem for us who identify as progressives. Sometimes, sitting through one episode requires some mental gymnastics to skip over the raunchy scene. This is all on you. It's not on us or the anime creators. You're just being a dick to yourself.
Tell me about it. Like I'm gonna put a bullet hole in your fucking forehead and I'm gonna fuck the brain hole.
Other times, it necessitates trying to understand why producers put fan service in their animes, coming up with hard rules for a media diet, or crafting convincing explanations for friends they show newer animes to.
Because people love sexy things. Just because a blank totalitarian slate like you couldn't understand one thing doesn't mean that... Actually, just identify the problem right there.
I struggle with this too.
Boo-hoo.
My rules, like many, are fluid and probably not rational. It's tough to put in words. I'll watch Bakemonogatari even though an 11-year-old is regularly subject to harassment, but not Food Wars, which contains distracting breast-to-food quotient.
This person finds problem in every anime. Every anime. The problems are about as insignificant to the grand scheme of things as they were sad.
I don't give a tuppeny fuck about your moral conundrum, you meat-headed shitsack.
Fanservice doesn't mean the same thing in Japan as it does in colloquial otaku English. Akiko Sugawa Shimada, a professor at Yokohama National University, told me that the first reference to fanservice in Japanese was in a 1978 article on a baseball team and its fans. The term refers to anything a creator inserts into work to please the audiences, including food, dancing, or cute animals.
Yes, and gay used to mean happy. What a beautiful non sequitur. What does this have anything to do with anything?
Not necessarily sexual, fanservice defines a broad umbrella of pleasurable things added to anime to make it more fun. It could help further the plot, or it could be totally superfluous.
That's why they call them fan services. There are fan service moments in the second Michael Explosion Bay Ninja Turtles movie. That doesn't mean that the movie is any good.
Also, fan service isn't just panty shots. There's fan service for straight women and kids too.
Just now you realize this. Just now.
People assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
2013's Free Iwatobi Swim Club is considered the pinnacle of female-centric fan service. In it, hard-bodied men in tight swimsuits flirt with each other and flex, a sort of grab for straight women's attention. This season's hit Yuri on Ice rides that wave, overtly displayed naked figure skating men, longingly grazing at each other. Emotional and sensual relationship between men, so lacking in other forms of media, feature prominently in this anime. Some female fans find respite in a genre that nods to their notion of sexuality.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing someone who is writing about animes on a big website who just recognized now that animes for women exist. Just now.
Listen, you snot-nosed little shit! I was taking shrapnel in Keisan while you were grabbing it in your hands and rubbing it on your face!
Yuzuru Nakagawa, an associate professor at the Japan Institute of the Moving Image, said that the Westerner's perspective that fan service is geared towards men is simply misunderstanding the concept. Fan service is broad and exists for everyone. He says that progressive Westerners just find examples from anime titles which can be read as a representation of degrading women.
What a freaking ownage. How does that feel, Kotaku? Jesus Christ, that burn, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, Kotaku. I feel so bad for you.
So if that's the case, why are panty shots the face of fan service over here?
Because you're the one who made it that way. It's been a while since I watched animes. The last anime I watched and I completed was Black Lagoon, and it was spectacular. I really should watch more animes. I'm planning to rewatch all the Ghost in the Shell movies and rewatching Standalone Complex before getting to the Scarlett Johansson version. And again, I'm only into the anime realms for like a year, and I didn't see any problems with panty shots. That's because I am selective. That's because I don't have to watch every single goddamn anime, and not every anime fan should. There are genres that they don't like. There are genres that I don't like. If you don't like fan services, there are animes that don't have those. If your action is to whine about it on the internet instead of taking the effort on finding any of these animes, the problem is not on the anime industry, but on you.
Sugawa Shimada said that it's a matter of precedent and a mainstay of more adult anime aired on Japan's midnight television slots. Fanservice primarily refers to sexual scenes meant to appeal to male audiences, she said, because anime works targeting male audiences outnumbered the ones for female audiences during the midnight slots. Relatively new to the scenes are so-called boys' love anime that targets straight women and is designed to titillate them.
Animes are mostly geared for the male audiences. Just a full reminder of the first video, anime gender con statistics reveal that it's half and half. And just a reminder, the writer of this anime thinks that animes for girls is a new thing. Because it's easier to tackle problems that you make yourself rather than problems that actually exist.
Regarding so many of the panty shots and other scenes like them, Sugawa Shimada said that Japanese anime fans do not take those sexual scenes too seriously.
Okay, can I end it here?
We still have a few more.
No, just end.
Most progressive American anime fans that I spoke
Stop. Do as I said last time on the word progressive.
Most religious American anime fans that I spoke with describe fanservice as a gratuitous titillation, not necessarily funny, informative, or pleasurable to watch.
Do you see why it makes more sense now? These progressives are religiously devout on their ideologies. They think in their head that they're progressing the society into a better place, but in the process of that, they didn't realize that they're just ruining every medium that they touch. These people just want recognition. Pathetic, I say.
It's not necessarily productive to define fanservice as gratuitous. In Keijo, women fight each other with their breasts and asses. The whole thing is fanservice. Without it, there's no anime at all. I recently referred to Keijo as wretched in a critical article, adding that in Keijo, female erogenous zones are the subjects with a thin plot shambly plastered on top.
Yes, I remember that, and you know what my most favorite quote on that article? Here, I'm gonna reread it for you. It could have died in obscurity. These people want animes to die. The only thing that we need is a confession. Thank God for that article.
Commenters fiercely defended Keijo's right to exist, and their right to enjoy it, uninhibited from what they considered a left-field Western critique of Japanese media.
You know, when someone said that the anime has the right to exist, and they said this to defend terrible animes, I usually dismiss them for having that terrible argument because all animes have the right to exist. I'm not arguing on their existence, except probably as a joke. I'm arguing for their quality. There are garbage animes. My argument is that you should make them less garbage, not remove them out of existence. However, in this case, it is a valid criticism to you because you literally want this anime to die in obscurity. Do you see the problem now?
Our art is a reflection of our reality. What you see when you go outside your door? I know what I see. And it ain't glamorous.
Will you be more careful about what you say, how you say it?
No.
Probably not, no.
Freedom of speech includes rap music, right? So we exercising our First Amendment as far as I'm concerned.
Many thanked me for introducing them to their favorite new anime. Their detractors argued that Keijo's being Japanese didn't insulate it from criticism.
Your criticism is that this thing should not exist because it's morally wrong. Period. Bad criticism. Do better. Looks like I have to trigger you with a panty shot.
For example, some stuff falls under live and let live. Probably a lot of it, but there are things that just wrong and no amount of cultural heritage can defend. Fanservice in Keijo is the whole point, so is it even fanservice anymore?
Whoever argued that way just proved my point. You're not arguing based on the quality of the anime or the likability of the characters or the structure of the story. You're arguing that it's morally wrong. There's a reason why I asked you to replace the word progressive with religion.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many transgressions a filthy little sinner like you can rack up in just a day.
Curiously, fans who identified as progressives say it's easier to accept Keijo's fanservice because it's so unabashed. It's not hiding, it's the whole damn thing, but even so, is the whole damn thing just off limits to criticism?
Again, your criticism is garbage. Your progressive ideological lens brings nothing to the table. Either get some better criticisms or get a better lens.
You know what? That question right there proves to me what kind of an unprepared sandbag reporter you are. You talking to me like I'm some elected official, like I'm running for office. But I get it. That's your job. Bigger the story, the bigger the check in your field of work. It's not your fault. I shouldn't blame you. What's your name, man? Brian. Eat a dick, Brian. Get the fuck out of my house. Y'all done here.
A lot of the time, though, fanservice doesn't have a function outside of turning viewers on.
Yes! 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 Yes, you finally get on a point! Can we just quit this entire thing here, right now? We still have a couple of more paragraphs to go.
Another progressive anime fan named Raymond told me that he watched Monster Musume because of the fan service, but if the show wasn't funny, I probably wouldn't have watched past the first or second episode, he added. You can enjoy something and simultaneously understand and agree why it's a problem.
Yes, and contrary to popular belief, I haven't watched Monster Musume. I have watched Monster, I haven't completed it, but I have watched it.
A frequent criticism of hit anime High School of the Dead about high schoolers struggling to handle a zombie apocalypse is that its well-choreographed and fight scenes are undermined by cacophonous boob jiggling.
Oh, you don't want to talk about High School of the Dead, and here's why. Surprise! More girls watch High School of the Dead than the boys. It's almost like reality doesn't bend into your own view of a utopian world, and you throw tantrums when you don't like it that way.
No good, right? What the fuck? Black-hearted, double-dealing, backstabbing, occupy!
An anime fan who goes by the name Vita and who likes shows with heavy fan services said that some fan service can really detract from an anime plot or setting. When it's harmless, like maybe a protagonist card is just a smidge short, it's fine, but when it contributes to real-life stigmas that negatively impact certain demographics, fan service takes him out of the experience.
Real-life stigmas. Real-life stigmas. Like what? Your goddamn feeling.
Triggered.
Seriously, name me one person who complained about having their humanity removed when watching Yuri on Ice or Free. Name me one person. You can't, because the problem is not on them, the problem is not on the anime, the problem is on you.
He cited Occultic 9, which he says that a mysterious and psychologically unsettling setting then gets completely tossed aside when fanservice is introduced. There's a high school girl with breasts twice the size of her torso and a gay flamboyant restaurant attendant whom Vita said seems to be used for comic relief.
Throw that into the garbage bin and watch something else. There are like millions of animes out there. Jesus Christ.
That bothers me because women and gay folks are already misrepresented so much in the anime industry, and it just adds to the stigma that people shouldn't take them seriously, Vita explained.
Women and gay folks are already misrepresented so much in the anime industry. What kind of goddamn cave have you been living in, you secluded creeper?
A historical explanation isn't a moral one. Today's fanservice might be parodying animes like Miss Machiko, but in practice, panty shots are still panty shots. It can serve a dual purpose, winking to an anime connoisseurs and horny viewers alike. Intention aside, animators are still drawing women in animes to appeal to audiences who enjoy women being sexually humiliated. For fans who identify as feminists, that type of content can be hard to watch and even upsetting.
Good! Good! Really goddamn good! That's exactly what we need in this world. Triggered feminists. Because these feminists are so entitled. Like, no, I want your animes to bend over to my will. No. How about no? You have given us nothing. You have shown us nothing. You have never contributed anything into this world. You're just whinging and whining on freaking Kotaku. I think it's much better if we have you got triggered.
But feminist-leading anime fans do watch it. As Raymond put it, you can enjoy something and simultaneously understand and agree with why it's a problem. It's definitely okay to have complicated feelings and opinions about the media you enjoy because it's not a reflection of your behavior.
The way you react to the media that you enjoy is a great reflection of your behavior.
Just a reminder, we're in public, so stop acting like a psycho.
Amelia Cook, editor-in-chief of anime criticism site Anime Feminist, and someone who has a degree in Japanese studies, said that she takes a hard-line stance against fanservice that relies on a lack of sexual consent if a woman's breasts are groped for viewers' amusement, for example.
Amelia Cook, just a brief reminder, is the kind of writer who say that moe is misogynistic, and she's also a person who thinks that 2D characters have consent because they have the same genitals as her.
Your mama was a snowblower.
For several progressive fans I interviewed, sexual assault spun as fan service instantly marked an anime unwatchable, Cook added. Normalizing and making light of sexual assault has real-world consequences in any country. Grab her by the pussy, anyone? And I believe anime is no exception to that.
You have the temerity to insert Naru Trump because that's what you care about. You don't care about anime, you only care about your political agenda. It's not sexual assault if she let him grab her by the pussy. As for your arguments on normalizing and making light of sexual assault on animes, I think I need to pull a certain Mark Twain quote on that.
She doesn't advocate for censorship, just criticism. I cringe every time I see a boob grabbed, shoehorned in for cuteness and comedy, she added.
Amelia, I'm gonna say this time and time again. Your criticism is garbage. I mean, as you say, you cringe every single time you see boob grabs shoehorned in. So the solution to that is to remove them, as in censor them. Do you understand why people got the notion that you're advocating for censorship?
I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
There are commercial reasons why fanservice is everywhere, including where it probably shouldn't be. It pushes products. Unreasonably large, bouncy breasts make for great figurine, and strong swimsuited anime boys make excellent bedroom posters. Every time an anime character is objectified, they are commodified. There's a market for these products, so they're there, and they sell big time. Just like there's a market for anime with heavy fan service.
1. 2D characters do not have agency. 2. Models have contracts to present themselves in public for sexual manners because that's their asset. And if you don't like it because you're jealous, you can go screw yourself. And 3. We're just a couple of paragraphs into the end of the article and you get this notion just now?
You're a genius.
Progressive anime fans can understand where fanservices come from, why it's popular, and what their personal lines are. But understanding is not a structural solution to finding more anime without fanservices. Few people I interviewed, myself included, want fanservice to be censored.
Oh! You just admitted right down at the bottom of your heart that you wanted these fanservices to be censored. I appreciate the honesty.
You despise me, don't you? Hell, if I gave you any thought, I probably would.
But considering that the best-rated anime in the West, including Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, Attack on Titan, and Studio Ghibli titles barely traded panty shots, it's clear that there's a path to success for anime without gratuitous fanservice. More options, please, is the bottom line.
Surprise, surprise! There are animes that don't have panty shots that are successful, which is why I'm asking you lazy pricks to actually go outside your echo chambers and look for them. Look for these animes, instead of asking other animes to just bend into your will. Jesus goddamn Christ. There's a reason why feminism is considered to be a religion. They have the similar sex-negative traits and they want animes to just die, and die in a fire. Well, too bad. It won't die. In fact, it thrives on triggering people like you. Because guess what? Not everything in the world can bend to your will, including things that you absolutely have no control over. What? Animes are not under your control and you don't like it? Boo-hoo. Keep being triggered, because that's all you want to see from you. It's hilarious. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click like button and subscribe for more if you wish. You can support me on Patreon. And thanks for watching.